What is up YouTube, it is Redder here, and today is going to be my first video about a how to draw series. A couple of things about myself. I'm a manga artist or an upcoming one. I'm not published yet, but maybe I know a thing or two that I can teach you in a different way. Let's get to our first video, which is going to be how to draw Deku like a boss. Let's get into it. Before we start, I wanted to tell you guys that I'm also live streaming on Twitch Monday to Thursday European afternoon time. So if you want some help with tutorials or anything, feel free to hop on and ask me some questions and also see me draw, give me ideas, and we can hang out and have a good time. Now let's get on to the drawing. Now you have to imagine that Deku is kind of like a young, kid. He's roughly 14 to 15, so his head is going to be relatively small. Basically the features of his face are going to be close to each other in a way, but because of his masculinity he has a sharp jawline, so because he became masculine lately, so keep that in mind. Of course I did the basic stuff here. I'm going to make his head a bit smaller because I made it a bit big. Some neck details here and there. Now the nose, usually it's near the jawline, but because Deku is young, you have to make it a bit over that, and it's closer to the eyes. So I'm gonna go for the more determined look here on this drawing. So yeah, I want to give him a really smile that's really gonna bring this strong personality that he's developing lately to become a hero. And the nose, I'm going to do it in my own style, but in the right position as Horikoshi does. I want to make the mouth better, so I'm going to redraw it again. But yeah, this is my way of doing the expression more determined. And I like Deku when he's determined, so I'm going to go for that way. Now his eyes, they're really big, roundish, circlish eyes, really open, because he's a really kind character in general. So yeah, you should be careful of that, you should be doing that. And here I extended the eye a little bit just to give it a little detail. Sometimes they do it in the manga as well, but I like to do it all the time because it brings out that little detail that makes it, look a little better. Now I pay more attention to make the upper line of the eye thicker, to divide the eye into two sections, two pieces, and also to make it better. Also, the reason for the thicker line is because of the eyelashes, that we have more eyelashes on the top of our eyes. His eyebrows are really thin, so I went for the thin, eyebrow to keep also a determined look. So that's what it is. His eyes, usually they don't really touch the eyelashes, the top of the eye, so keep that in mind to bring the best out of him. Now I put really small circle for the bright part of the eye, and then I did the pupil and I fill it in. It's way better. And then just draw a diagonal line on the left side and just fill all of that black until the shiny part to make it look really, really good, have a really nice effect. The ears usually start from the top of the eye of the top eyelashes and they go until the nose. That's the normal size of the ears usually. And also I added a small detail to the ears to make them, appear nice, really not realistic, but to fit the drawing really well. Now here I'm just, defining the line better of his jaw to make it pop out. Now let's go to the hairline. I just do a simple hairline, just to keep in mind where everything goes. And here, okay, so the back of his hair is usually short, so keep that in mind. If you do it longer, you will see that it's gonna stand out. It's gonna be a bit weird. You're gonna be oh, it's not Deku. So yeah, you have to keep those details in check always. You have to keep his personality in check as well to be able to maintain the Deku feeling. Now with the hair. His hair has a lot of volume, right? It has a lot of volume and it's really messy. But I want you to be creative. I want you to try different patterns, even patterns that Horikoshi, the author, doesn't do, or in the anime you don't see. But try to find a new way to make it messy and nice. If you want, it would be really nice to see that. And that little circle I did there at the top of his head is to define the split of the flow of the hair, because he has a split always around that area. So you can see that his hair is divided into two big pieces, and then you have all the layers and different stuff. So you have to make the line and divide it into two. Now also you can notice that I didn't do the same shape from one side to the other because I don't want it to look like a copy pasty-ish. I didn't want it to have that feeling, so I tried to make something different. Now usually in front on his forehead he has this like one big chunk layer of hair, but then over the eyes it always kind of goes towards the side, because you rarely see Deku have like, you know, like hair in front of his eyes, unless it's depending on the moment, if you want to show him that he's pretty, you know, feeling dark and stuff like that. But only in that case. Usually it's like this. And of course I did this in my style, so yeah, I didn't try to completely copy paste the normal official, you know, like author's work, Horigoshi's like Deku. I try to add my own flair to it, as I want you as well to do this. You can define the hair also into many shapes, like, so you have the one shape to the left, the one shape to the right, and one that goes on top, like that super high end you see of the hair, it's another shape. So I will show that in another video so you can check it out. Now I'm doing the bright sections on his hair, which just those basic ones that they're kind of always there. I did it first, and then I'm working on the shadow of his hair. Now the one side, it's gonna have more shadow, it's, you know, more black to it because of the way the light, you know, works. I'm not going for anything crazy here, so I'm not gonna give you unnecessary details, but I did it until the top, and then I go inside to show the shape of the head, you know, because the shape of our head, the head extends towards the front, so you have to make that part there. And then on the right side I keep going down because the light is there, there's more light there because of the rotation of the head. And then I did also those small stuff, the small like black shadows that they come up from, you know, the hair that is on top of each other, and therefore we have that, you know, little black, you know, shades there. And also on the other hand we have those extra bright stuff inside the dark area, which are some hair that take a little bit of light from the other corner of the room. Now we're gonna fill everything up to make it look nice and clean. Keep in mind that, you know, if you're really trying to nail the character you're drawing, you have to be able to nail the expression, because some characters, there are some expressions that they don't do often or they don't do at all because of the character, of their personality. You have to keep that in mind. If you really want to nail a drawing, you have to nail that expression as well. So keep in mind, observe your favorite characters and see what expressions do they use, when do they use that expression, how do they react to certain stuff, and try to draw according to that. Now towards the end we're just gonna do a really, like, you know, define the final line like across the whole drawing, just to make things stand out, to make the drawing pop out. So I'm gonna draw again some lines like in a thicker, darker manner, just to give a little bit of flair. See how I do my lines as well? You're free to make thicker and thinner lines wherever you want. It's gonna define your style. So feel free to do that and like come up with your own ideas, come up with your own ways, and do that in your way. Find a unique way, or do something that you like that you see on other artists. That's up to you, but it's always nice to do this extra line, this extra thick line on top of the drawing, either inside of it, or you can go just on the outline to make the drawing come out, to get alive, to make it more lively, make it pop out. Then of course I'm gonna like define the jawline more. I'm gonna make it pop out more because that's an important part of Deku, and that's a part that I really like to focus on usually because of the face. It gives the face shape and it's really nice. And then some simple shadows towards the neck. I'm gonna define the muscles a bit there because he became more masculine. I wanted to show that. And that's gonna be Deku, guys. Deku like a boss. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Hit that like button and that subscribe if you want. I'll be releasing more videos like this. Also, you can tell me what you like or if you want to see something specific, and I will do it for you. And also don't forget to come to my Twitch and see me live. It's gonna be really like a lot of fun. We can draw whatever we want. I can show you a lot of stuff, tutorials and stuff, or you can just stay on my YouTube and I'll hit you on with videos like every single week. So that's gonna be all from me today. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Keep your passion lit.